Hi everyone! So today's video is about keeping your skin, if it's oily, matte. So some people, they like the glowy look. I know the baked powders at the moment, and strobing is quite popular. But for those of us who can't really control where it's oily and shiny by how much, I have some techniques which should help you gain some more control over your skin. So these are things that have worked for me, and you know, I've been someone who's gone through Roaccutane, which actually stopped the oil, which was amazing, but eventually has to come back once you stop feeding those drugs into your system. So some of the products that aren't from Australia, but then I have ones that you can get in Australia. So my skin at the moment is completely naked. I just have some sorbeline cream on, like a vitamin C serum as well mixed in. So nothing on there, so it's quite a nice natural base to start doing this look. So the product which I recommend to start off your routine is from iHerb, which is an online website. So it's iHerb. I'll pop their description down below. So it's called Phillips Milk of Magnesia. And you keep it chilled, and the purpose of it is to help you with, well, it's a saline laxative, let's be honest. So, so comfortable cramp-free relief. But it's a sort of little hidden gem in terms of skincare. So, yeah, you could probably take it if you wanted a laxative as well. So 2 uses, 1 product, it's great. So it comes with a little lid that you just take off the top. And you only pour a little bit in. I'll just show you how much. You hardly need any at all. I find that mine lasts me for a very long time, maybe 6 months to 8 months. So you just pour it in. Tiny, tiny, tiny bit. So you can see it's just a white liquid. And to apply it to your skin, now, you know, make sure you've got your sunscreen on and your moisturizer on. And what you do is, I just use a little cotton pad and I dip it in, just absorb a little bit. If you can see that, just enough so at the end, sort of a little bit heavy. You can see it's a little wet, and just apply it onto the T-zone. No point putting it on your cheeks if they don't get oily. So you don't have to use too much. The way that you know whether you put too much on is, because it applies wet, you have to wait for it to dry. So once it dries, you'll have like just a white mark on your face, like a chalky white mark. That means you've applied too much. That happens. I don't think there's anything wrong with applying too much. In fact, if I'm putting it on my skin, I want to know I'm doing a good job, and I will probably over apply. You can make the product dry faster by just having like a fan in front of you. It will make it dry. It just sets, and the wetness evaporates, leaving behind the milk of magnesium. So I think it's just magnesium product behind. Now, whilst this is drying, I'll talk to you about an alternative product if you don't want to order from iHerb. You just want to go down the street because you're going out tonight, you don't want oily skin. Another one that you can use, Mylanta. So I've heard it's not as good as the Phillips, but it is a nice alternative. So Mylanta antacid, double strength, so it's for indigestion and heartburn. So in terms of the ingredients of each, so both sugar-free, which is great. So I would say, yeah, they both got magnesium hydroxide. Yeah, so it looks like the Phillips one has 1200 milligrams, and the Mylanta has 800 milligrams. So really, between the 2 products, the one that would work the best is the Phillips. But you can also just pop down to your local chemist to get the Mylanta. And it's useful to have. It's always good to have an antacid on hand if you've had a big night or your stomach's not agreeing with what you've eaten. So my skin's slowly drying now. You may be able to see around just the bridge there. You can see it's drying on the tip of my nose. It's drying. I've applied too much, but who cares really? I've applied it, you know, just in that whole T area. So the forehead, nose, just the cheeks right next to the nose, and chin. Above my lips, I don't get oily at all. And so if you know, you can just help that out with, say, my foundation sample. Just fan it up, make sure it dries. Slowly go. You can feel it setting on your face. It just feels like anything really. Like say if you put on a liquid eyeliner, you sometimes might feel it dry, or if you applied a pigment, a loose pigment with water, you'll feel it drying and setting onto your skin. So you can see on my forehead that it's now white. That's good. You want to make sure it's really settled into your skin before you apply the next step. And the next step can vary depending on your preference of products. So it's dry, and the next step is to prime your skin. The next step is to prime your skin. I use this Revlon primer. I like it. It's a white set silicone. It's very soft. Goes on translucent. Comes with a little sponge. So what I would do is I just grab a little bit of product and just gently tap it over my nose, then my chin, maybe around the mouth as well. Just prime like you usually would. This product's amazing, but you don't want to pick up too much of it. I find that too much is the difference between your makeup staying nicely all day and slipping around your face, because too much silicone means the makeup doesn't really have too much to hold on to. It's holding on to silicone and not really getting into the pores and setting into your skin. So this is just how I apply my primer, just gently pressing it in, not dragging it across my face, but making sure it's getting into the pores really nicely. So another primer that I've been favouring when I'm in more of a hurry is the Skindivania spray-on primer. It's like their setting spray, but it's just in a spray container. I'll show it to you. So I'm finished with that. Here it is here. So quick, so much quicker than that. You just go spray, 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 spray. Done. Let it sit. So after that, you can use your concealer. I love my Nars creamy concealer. So good. The color I use is light one, which is Chantilly, and I believe it's usually sold out at Mecca because it's so popular, but it does the job amazingly well. The way that I would conceal would be usually under my eyes. I find that's a trouble area. I look more tired than I am. I do sleep quite well, and I get a lot of Z's every night. So what I do is I'm just tapping it under there with a wand. If you want to be a little gentler with the product, you could pop it onto your finger or onto a brush and apply it that way. That way you're not, if you've got existing product on your face, it will transfer onto this wand, and then you're going to have a bit of a hard time cleaning the wand prior to popping it back into the container. Grab a bit more. I also like to conceal around my nose because it gets a little red there. There's some acne healing, little random dots. None around the neckline, and that one there, which is an old scar. So some people prefer to use a brush. I'm going to use my fingers. I feel like I've got more control, and I'm just going to really gently just rub it in. So there we go. I also like to use a Salmon concealer under my eyes, so you can see the difference there. That's with the concealer on, that's with it not yet put in properly. The Salmon concealer, I find the colour is really good at neutralising sort of the greyness under my eyes. So I like to blend it with the Nars, and just along my nose and my chin. I don't know if you can hear that, but my neighbours have their lawn mowing man here today, and he's got a ride-on mower, and it's particularly loud. No judging though, because I get my lawns mowed by someone as well. Very nice person that I like and I've used for a while. Okay, so because of the silicone primer, it just allows me to blend in the concealer more. So you might notice I just grabbed a bit from there and popped it on there. So skin's already looking a lot better. What I then will do is apply my foundation. The one that I'm really liking to help with oily skin and it's a little pricey. I think it's $65. Stila Stay All Day works a treat. Comes with a concealer in the lid. I don't have reason to use it because I love my Nars concealer. Also, if you have a lot of acne or some scars, stuff that's really not going to be just covered by any random general concealer, what I consider is the best is Dermablend Professional Smooth Indulgence Concealer. It's a very small container. It's about $40 to get. I use it sparingly because of the price. But I believe this can also cover up tattoos. It's that good. So if I have some horrible acne, this will always save face and cover it up well. So, okay, I've already wet my beauty blender, which needs a bit of a clean. And so it's just a matter of popping the foundation onto the beauty blender. I always say with foundation, if you're wanting a really clear face, that's going to look, you can see it's quite yellowy, but I'll blend that in and use a different colour powder. I did find it hard to get the right colour for my skin. Plus the lighting here really makes my skin look a strange colour with this foundation. It looks better in reality, I'll be honest. So I'm just sort of rubbing it in, blending it. Yes, as you can see, as I blend it, it's looking a lot nicer. Just trying to get any in your hair. I really should be wearing a headband. I love how I said don't get it into your hair at the same time that I'm rubbing it into my hair. Oh dear. Okay, so always make sure to blend around the neckline, blend it down. Don't worry, I will be using a powder to fix up the colour so that it fits me more. So I'm just using the viewfinder on my camera to look at myself. I really feel like I should be getting a like a circle light. So you see that some of the YouTubers use them. It's just a circle and it's got LED lights all around the sides, and they give you such good lighting. I've been looking at them on eBay. They're like 130, 160, not cheap. And what if you get the wrong one? So just gonna blend this in a bit more. Is grab my Nars concealer once the foundation's set, it's still drying, and pop it underneath just so I have a bit of a highlight under that area so I look more awake, more youthful. And I'll just show you that concealer I was talking about, the Salmon one, which is really good for neutralizing eye bags. Usually you use it in the inner corner, and then on the outer corner I use a normal concealer like the Nars. So outer, and then the inner I use an Eve Pearl. It's a Salmon concealer in light. So Salmon concealer and treatment. I'm not too sure what the treatment entails, but there's not much left. Again, this product is a little pricey. There's not much in there, and I think it's around that $40 mark. So you just grab with your finger, pop it under there, and just blend it in with your finger gently. That area of your eye is quite sensitive, so it pays to be careful when doing stuff in that area. So now, so you might want to put on highlighter, you might want to do some cream contouring at this step, it's up to you. I'm just going to keep it simple because you've come here desperately wanting to have matte skin. So the foundation is a little, in this lighting, it looks a little oily. It's not. And the golden product that you need to invest in is rice powder. So you can go ahead and get like a MAC one, you can get a Nars one, Illamasqua, anything you want, Hourglass even. What I do is I like to go professional range and go RCMA. It's just called translucent powder. This is this is a bigger container I use, and I put it into a smaller container which is easier to handle. So I have an old MAC, And this is the Invisible for professional use only. This is called Invisible Set Powder. So it's an old container, broken it in my clumsiness. And it's just a matter of me pulling off this section and gaining access to the empty container, and then just putting some more of the RCMA powder in there. You can also use powders that have, you know, still rice, but have a bit of tint in them. So that's what I've been doing with this foundation, because it is a little bit yellow for my skin, but the yellow helps because it warms up my very pale skin tone. And this Ben Nye Fair Translucent Face Powder, so it's got talc, zinc, and other things. So I would usually just, because it's got the little holes in the lid, I would just use the back of any palette that I have. So say I've got this last year's Benefit Cheeky Sweet Spot palette. I would just pop this like that. Grab any brush that you prefer. This is just Nude by Nature one that I got the other day, and pick up the powder and gently, in circular motions, rub it into the skin and watch as the colour corrects. So, going down to my neck. Grabbing more. You can get steel palettes that you can mix, say, cream colours on. I do have one, and I have just misplaced it at this moment. I will find it again. Bought it from a makeup supply store in Cheltenham, right near Southland. I can't remember what it's called, but it's amazing whenever I go in there. It makes me want to buy all that crazy makeup stuff, you know, when you put silicone on your face and you give yourself warts or an extra forehead. So I'll just apply a bit more. So what I like to do is I like to use this powder to set my makeup, but then later on, because I'd set my makeup first with the Ben Nye, and then I'd use a contouring product, I'd put my blush on, and then just to make sure everything's blended perfectly at the end, I will use the translucent rice powder from RCMA and blend it all in. Then I will then set that with the Skindivania spray. So I'll just finish this step for you. So don't be shy with really piling it on. But know what your skin can handle. You don't want cake face. So slowly, it's now becoming more of a neutral colour. The pink undertones in this powder suit me because my skin has a pink undertone. And I don't want to have a harsh foundation line between my face and my neck. It's not a good look. Every time I see a girl with that, I'm just like, I want to get at them with a brush and like, come on, I'll just blend it in for you. Okay. I think Benefit are releasing another cheek palette for Christmas this year. I think it's already out. I looked at it and I'm like, I want it, but I've hardly put a dent into last year's one. They're such good value. Christmas packs are the best time to invest if you're wanting makeup for the year ahead. So I'm getting a little rougher, but this is a really soft brush. If you've got a rougher brush, just be gentle, of course, to look after your skin. Okay. So once you've done everything, then you can, with a new brush, so this is my MAC 187, I will grab, so this is the rice powder. I'll just pop some into the lid, easy as that. Then I'll pick it up with the brush, like so, and just in circular motions, go over the face. So you just want to make sure, I usually around my cheek area here, I'll make sure that the blush blends nicely with the contour, so the bronzer on my cheekbone, as well as a highlighter, which I put just above the top. So once you've done this for the entire face, you can usually feel when the skin's becoming a little bit dehydrated. So just be wary of that. Know what your skin can handle. Okay. So I'm not going to do the whole face because it's just about oiliness and controlling it. So the last product that the last two products that I use to set my skin for the day is firstly the Fix Plus. So it's just a matter of spraying it, making sure your whole face gets a good spray. It doesn't taste bad, it's in my mouth. Yeah, it doesn't taste good either. So then once again, just wait for your face to set, because that's got water in it, it's a liquid. I'll wait for it to set into the skin, and you can feel that as you're going. So usually I just do other jobs. I'd clean some of my makeup brushes whilst it's setting. And then the last step is the Skindivania, the makeup finishing spray for oil control. So you just go ahead and it feels really nice, but you can sort of smell that there's something in there. There's a type of glue or a setting agent that's going to really hold everything down. So this one is really good. I also sometimes use the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray for oil control. I'd say these are both the same. This is made with Skindivania, so they're probably the same product, different packaging and probably different fragrance. So that is how I set my makeup for the day. One word of warning though, when you are using the Philips, it's not good for the skin. It stuffs up the pH level, so use this sparingly. Like I would use this on a big night out if I'm going out to the pub or something, and you don't want to have to be constantly going to the bathroom and blotting your face and putting on more rice powder. So use this sparingly. I would then, when I get home, I'd take off my makeup and I'd put on a mask and then a heavy moisturizer for the night just to help my skin recover. So that's a really good product. Just a quick word on maintenance throughout the day. If your skin is excessively oily and it does get to that point where it's not happy, you can just jot off to the bathroom. This is a really cheap product. It's Essence All About Matte Oil Control Paper. It comes with 50. I got some special for a few dollars, so it's not too bad. You just pull it out, so one at a time. And you carefully blot your T-zone. And you'll be able to see straight away that the sheet gets an oil patch on it, because it has a powder on it and it absorbs the oil. Use as many as you need. Then what I would do is use a rice powder compact. Just grab one for you now. So for example, the Innisfree No Sebum Blur Compact. I just pull that out, grab the brush I have in my bag and pop it over the zones. I also have, not with me because I left it at work, I have a mini Urban Decay De-Slick Stay makeup setting spray. Stay Don't Spray. And that helps me throughout the day. So yeah, those products help. Hopefully this has been of assistance to some people. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, down below. Thanks, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye.